This is the Padua Podcast Network.
Not catching up that fast to you girls. The average woman can still expect to live as much as 5 years longer than the average man. Yeah, it kind of makes me an underdog, and I kind of like that role. Running Fever, episode 211, Living to 100, 2020. Yes, I love my life. That's what it's all about. We're loving life today. Trying to live a long, healthy, happy, active life right up to the very end. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm telling you all about it so that you can do it too. I'm here at Lake Atalanta, and there's this sort of thing that goes off the main trail on a boardwalk. It's a boardwalk that goes out to a little kind of gazebo with no roof. And looks like there's also kind of a dirt road or something with a couple of tracks. So I'm hoping that this family that was behind me is not going to follow me up here. And because I'm always kind of self-conscious when I have other people around me and I'm trying to do a podcast, but looks like they are doing what I desire them to do and moving on past, because they were just kind of spread out and taking up a lot of territory. So I think it's you still need to be vigilant when you're outside, and that's what all the advice is telling us. You know, these are children, but they're coming really close to me, driving by. And of course, nobody's wearing a mask, which, I mean, you don't need to do that when you're outside, I guess. But if you're coming that close to someone, I mean, you could still sneeze on them or cough on them or something like that. So, you know, it's hard to be vigilant for so long. And in our state, it seems to be kind of trudging in the slow down, especially in this area, which is the worst area of the state in terms of the infection rate. So I'm trying to be a little careful, and also just my general need for privacy. But it worked, and I added a few yards to my journey here at Lake Atalanta. I don't know how far I've gone, so my fitness watch has been sitting for a long time. And I thought it was fully charged because it seems like I plugged it in several times during that period, but 0% this morning, so I had to plug it in the charger once again, and maybe next time I'll have it and I can provide more detailed stats to you. But this is a couple miles or so, and hopefully enough for me to finish this podcast episode and another one. And this is our annual. I want to do this every year because it's such an important thing in the realm of running a fever, and that is living to 100, because that seems to be a milestone that indicates that you've gone beyond the age where normally you would not be able to go. And the people I talk about on these lists are super centenarians, meaning they have lived longer than 110 years. So I thought I would update that list and tell you if anybody changed on it. Well, the list is pretty much the same, and there is one living person on the list, which I will get to later. So last year I did that whole series on the longest lived people ever, and it's 2020, and it's time to update the list. So we're talking specifically about people who have lived the longest with documented proof. I'll give you the whole list and talk about what's changed since last year, and ask some questions. Those questions are, what can we learn from the lives of this list of the royalty of longevity? How you doing? Keep going. Had headphones on. And so what I did was, I don't have my mask today, and I just cover my mouth and nose with the hood of my sweatshirt. And I actually was going to bring my mask today. I don't know if I'd wear it while I was podcasting, but I usually bring it with me. Couldn't find it, but I think I know where it is, so I'll find it when I get home. So all of the top 10 in here, fall into the category of super centenarians, and they're also all women. So I am going to give you the list of longest lived people. But first I want to ask a few questions to help us think about what we could learn from this. First, what was the quality of life of these people during those extra years? The average lifespan of a woman born in 1919 was 58. And for someone my age, it's 68. So you're talking about someone who's lived almost twice their life expectancy. Should actually update that to 1920 or 1900, since it's 2020. 1910, actually. I'll make you 110. Anyway. I definitely hope to live longer than the age of 68. What was life like after they reached that average age in the final years? Many final years in the case of these people. Second, living to over 100 is still very rare. Though some estimates say that children born today have a 33% chance of living to be 100. But someone born in 1919 had an actual survival rate of a lot less. According to Dan Buettner, in a TED Talk from 2013, only about 1 in 5,000 in the United States live to be 100. And since this is such a small number of us, is anything about their lives relevant to the rest of us? Or are they just so superhuman that it doesn't really matter? So these are some of the questions we'll keep in mind as we go through the list, which I will now give you in a countdown fashion. Number 10 on a list of the people with the highest verified age, Misao Okawa of Japan, who lived from 1898 to 2015, 117 years, 27 days. So she's down number 10 from number 9, and last year's number 10, Maria Capovilla. And I think I actually got a comment on YouTube from a relative of Maria Capovilla, but she's off the list now, off the top 10 list, but still 117 years, but she's been kicked out by a new addition to the list. Number 9 is Chio Miyako, also Japanese, who lived from 1901 to 2018. So last year she was still alive, 2 years ago. So last year, not so much. Her total age was 117 years, 81 days. New, number 8, new this year, Kane Tanaka, born 2nd of January, 1903. 117 years and more than 137 days. So, 10 or 20 days, whenever the time I prepared this and wrote this. She is still alive and moving up the list. And it doesn't take long to move up this list. And she's going to pass, if she lives the rest of this year, she's going to be like in 3rd place or something. Number 7, Emma Murano of Italy. Lived from 1899 to 2017, 117 years, 137 days. Number 6, Violet Brown from Jamaica. Lived from 1900 to 2017, 117 years, 189 days. Marie-Louise Milieu, Canadian, number 5. Lived from 1880 to 1998, 117 years, 230 days. Once again, passing the heavily taxed spillway, even though it's been 4 or 5 days now of sun, which is incredible. Howdy. All right, number 4, Lucy Hanna, United States. Lived from 1875 to 1993. 117 years, 248 days. Number 3, Nabi Tajima. From Japan, 1900 to 2018. 117 years, 260 days. Number 2, longest lived American ever, or person from the United States ever. Yeah, actually American. Sarah Naus, 1880 to 1990, almost lived in 3 centuries. 119 years, 97 days. And number 1, of course, Jean Calment, French. Lived from 1875 to 1997. 122 years, 164 days. So, all of these people are women, and I thought I should just mention the man who lived the longest is Jiraman Kimura, who still holds that record from last year. He lived 116 years, 54 days. So, not catching up that fast to you girls. The average woman can still expect to live as much as 5 years longer than the average man. Yeah, it kind of makes me an underdog, and I kind of like that role. So, I'm only looking to make it to 120. You know, I don't want to, make it, at least that's my intermediate goal, you know? I mean, if I made it as long as Jean Calment, then, I probably would be okay with that. But, I want to live to 120, and that's already been done. It's been done. It's not impossible. So, no big deal. The next episode, stay tuned. I'll tell you more about our new addition to the list this year. 117-year-old Kane Tanaka. So, this is a really interesting topic to me. I don't know about you, I just find it really interesting. And so if you want to know more, then hit up the website, runningfever.com. If you want to find more information, I've got a couple links there. Pretty much Wikipedia, which is awesome. You should contribute because as far as I can tell, it's about the only unbiased source of information out there. And that's me. I think they're unbiased, and I'm pretty watchful of that sort of thing. So, but that's where you can get more information. And here's the first dog I've seen today. Even the dogs cannot get the COVID-19 virus. But looks good. Morning. Yeah. Oh, 2 more dogs right behind them. Oh, that's actually, I've seen this guy before. So, German Shepherds. Okay, what am I doing? Let's see, if you got the fever, keep it. If you don't, go out and get it. And I'll talk to you next time on Running Fever.